So today we have a design challenge, another crochet design challenge, and it's going to be granny square themed. So this week we actually travelled up to a museum in a place name I completely forget, but I'll put it on the screen now. But it's a beautiful museum in Hungary that actually recreates the original Hungarian buildings from the past. It's actually a very similar museum in the UK where they take old buildings, they take them apart and they rebuild them all in one place to create a museum of old buildings. I'll put some photos over the top of this video. But in the museum, in the shop, we picked up this book, and it's basically a colouring book of various Hungarian sort of symbols and designs and things like that. But I didn't get it for a colouring book purpose. I've got it for an inspiration purpose. So if we look inside this book, you've obviously got the colouring side. This is actually really useful for embroidery tracing as well. So I've also got it for that purpose. But I thought it would make some great inspiration for granny squares. And one in particular I was looking at was this one here, this beautiful design here. And I don't know how you pronounce this. Falitika Festiche. Probably very badly pronounced. But it's got a very kind of granny square-esque feel to it. I don't know if you remember my match-all bag, which I designed recently. I'll put a photo of that over the top as well. That's a free crochet pattern on the website if you want to go check that out. But that was inspired by macho embroidery, which is a Hungarian embroidery tradition. But I was thinking, let's try and recreate something like this. And this is the fun thing about these challenge videos, because I have no idea how it's going to turn out. You have no idea how it's going to turn out. I'm sure many of you are going to skip to the end of this video to see how it turned out. Yeah, I picked up some red, yellow and green yarn, and I'm going to work on this to begin with and see if we can come up with a new granny square design. So trying to save money, because money is very tight these days. Please donate, send us a coffee, thank you very much. But I've just picked up some yarn from my yarn stash, and I'm hoping they're all the same weight. This could be an Aran weight maybe. And this could be a DK weight, but they kind of look the same. I've got this beautiful red and yellow. They're coming out quite vibrant on screen. I've gone for more of a creamy white for sort of in between. And we've got this kind of lime green here. It's not so lime, it's more sort of vibrant spring green. I'm not sure what you would call this. And I think they're a really nice combination of colours. And my crochet hook I'm going to be using with that is a 3.5, which you can't see on there, E4 crochet hook. So yeah, I think I'm just going to start off with a basic circle and then try and maybe use puff stitches for these. I'll see what I can come up with. One thing I really should mention when crochet designing is looking at this motif here. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 of these little sort of petal shapes, and that's really important because when I work out my stitch count for the first round, I need to do something that is divisible by 8. So maybe 8 for the first round, maybe 16 for the next, and take it from there. So that's an important point to make. So I've done a couple of rounds and my stitch count is 16, and I just worked into the back loops to add a little bit more interest, a bit of texture. But now I need to think about how to create those kind of petal shapes. So I'm going to experiment with maybe some puff stitches or maybe just simple shaping. Yeah, and then I'm going to introduce the white as well in between. See how this goes. This always reminds me never to do crochet tutorials with red yarn, or black yarn. They're like the two colours that never appear well on camera. And but anyway, this is kind of what I've gone with. I've gone with the classic chain method. Is it classic? I don't know, but it's a really good way of creating petals. So I've created these petals. Now what I need to do now is somehow fill in between with white, and also to get it to sit flat. They are kind of curving in one direction, which is a typical crochet thing. But yeah, this is where we're at the moment. So kind of looks the same. So okay, I just need to sort of figure out how to fill it in with the white. So maybe I crochet down, then maybe up, down, then up, over, and repeat. Yeah. Okay, see how it goes. Okay, so I'm not really sure what to make of this. One of the first problems I have faced here is it's curling up, so it doesn't sit completely flat. I mean, you could squish it flat, block it flat, but it's a little bit ugly down here. It's also super complicated, what I've done here, so this would be a very advanced way of explaining how to do this. I think I need to look at a different solution for the white, which means I may have to do a different petal design. So I may have to build the petals up within the round, so like 1 round, 2 round, 3 rounds, because this is definitely not working. But I thought it would still be nice to include it in the video just to show the disasters and the design process. So back to round 2, I think, and redoing these petals in a different way. Okay, so this is my attempt number 2, and I kind of like how this is going. This is a lot more beginner friendly. All I'm having to do is pay attention to the stitch count. So, because obviously on this round, I would be doing, actually no, I would be doing, I don't know what I'd be doing, but it seems to sit flat. So let's just go with that. But my idea is basically to do like 1 double crochet in the red, and then do 3, and then sort of build it up to create this petal shape like this, just carrying the yarn as I work around. So yeah, so this might be another way of creating the petals. I'm going to give this a try and see how this turns out. Yeah, so I'm going to probably just now skip forward to this part finished and tell you what I actually did end up doing. But it just shows you how many attempts it takes sometimes to just get the design that you're comfortable with, and something that is relatively not beginner friendly necessarily, but something that is achievable by other people, and not some crazy invention that I've come up with that would be impossible to write into a pattern. Let's see how this one turns out. Okay, my lovelies, this is what we have, and I'm actually quite pleased with this. I think they look like petals and sort of very similar sort of design, and I had to redo the last 2 rounds a couple of times just to make sure it laid perfectly flat, because I'm just super fussy. But I really like how this has turned out, and I think now we can have a little bit of extra fun with these little yellow, and I'm thinking puff stitches rather than just working double crochets all the time. Little puff stitches sticking out I think would look really lovely. So and then pretty much we then just square it off and we will have a beautiful square hopefully. So yeah, that's maybe I had the green. I'm just thinking this kind of blue line here, maybe that's where we could add the green, like a little green and then a little yellow. I think that might look nice. So anyway, that's enough design brain today. I'm just thinking actually this very last stitch of this round is kind of really weird. It's kind of double crocheting 2 together over the first stitch and the last stitch, skipping the chain 3. So I'm just going to show you, and then in the pattern I can refer you to the video. So what I've been doing with this particular round, which is round 6, at the beginning you've got a chain 3 and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch, but I want that all to become like 1 stitch, like here and here, which is double crocheting 3 together. So what I'm doing is I'm yarning over, I'm going into the last stitch, carrying my yarn, and I pull through 2, so yarn over, pull through 2, stop. Then I'm going to skip the chain 3, find that first double crochet and put my hook in there. It's going to grab the yarn and I'm going to pull it through that stitch and through those 2 loops as well. So losing my voice. So if you read the written pattern and it gets to round 6 and it says double crochet 2 together, the last stitch and the first stitch, skipping the chain 3, now you'll know what I mean. So okay, I'm going to add the green now, and work some slip stitches, I think, just in the front loops only. Yeah, and then we can work in the back loops. I think that'd be really lovely. So let's go back into that first stitch. Have a little round of green, I think would be lovely. Okay, so this is where we're at, and I added picots because I think they just look a little bit more interesting rather than just slip stitches. And I've started making these beautiful little puffy, flowery parts. I actually use popcorn stitches rather than puff stitches. I think that works better. But as you can see, it's like sticking out a little bit here. So I need to add some more stitches, which I will do the white stitches in between. That's all it needs to sit flatter. I mean, you can squish it down, but I'm fussy. I'm a fussy designer, and only perfection for you guys. So I can add some more stitches in between, and then you could either leave it like this as a little sort of plant pot mat, or we'll just square it off into a square. And yeah, we'll have a very unique Hungarian inspired granny square. So we'll see how we go. And here we are. This is the final square design. So I finished off these little popcorn stitches around the edge, and then I just added an extra couple of rounds of just very simple stitches just to turn it into a square. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below whether I succeeded in this challenge, whether you even like this square. Obviously, I'm going to share this pattern on the website as a free crochet pattern, and you can choose any colours that you like, that you prefer. So is there anything that you would do differently? Would you have used a different stitch? Let me know in the comments below. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for subscribing and watching and liking and sharing and all that stuff, and I'll see you soon for some more crochet crafting fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.